Alright, 3. Eligibility Information. U.S. Department of Labor Employment Training Administration notice availability of funds and funding opportunity announcement, Apprenticeship Building America Grant Program announcement, type initial funding opportunity FOA ETA 2607, the catalog for the Federal Domestic Assistance 17285, closing date of recipient applicants under the announcement April 25th, 2020. You must receive the application no later than 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, and then submit all the grants to Gov. And then we'll go back to eligibility number 4. Eligibility 3. Part 3, Eligibility Information, Eligibility Applicants. The following organizations are eligible to apply with each of the grant category. Category 1, State Apprenticeship System Building Modernization States eligible to apply for the grants for the Category 1 term state means any of the 50 states of the United States, District of Columbia, any territory with the possession of the United States for the purpose of the funding opportunity announcement. Territories possession of the United States are defined in Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, Commonwealth of the Northern Marina Islands, American Samoa. Only state agencies may submit an application for this category, and only one application may be submitted by a state in the response of the category. States must identify with the state agency will be grant recipient state workforce agents eligibility for funding of the Title I Workforce Initiative Opportunity Act. State education agencies, state apprenticeship agencies. The entity must have the capacity to administrate a grant, will sole responsibility for the administrating project, will serve as the grant official agent. Require partners. For state of the federal recognized state apprenticeship agency, for the state apprenticeship agency must include with the partner if not identified with the grant recipients of federal recognized state apprenticeship agencies are defined as those state apprenticeship agencies that have formal written notes of the Office of the Apprenticeship Administrator of the affirming states regulatory complying with the Title 29 CFR Part 29 and 30 with each of the state limited to one individual application for consideration under this opportunity. Optional partners may include, but are not limited to, relevant organization following list: workforce intermediaries such as the Workforce Development Board, Labor Union, Labor Management Organization, community-based organization, not private, non-profit service providers, or other organizations support outreach training activities such as the industrial leading training organization, industrial intermediates, unions, non-profit educational organizations, small business development centers, American Job Centers, community organizations that provide social support or wraparound support for the state apprenticeship agencies, youth build programs, foundation, philanthropic organization, other federally funded programs as appropriate. The department encourages applications to partner with labor organization, labor unions, joint labor management partners. Category 2, expansion of the registered apprenticeship opportunities for youth sites, cities, municipal, tribal nations, workforce development system entities, agencies, association, organizations involved with administrating workforce development system established with the Workforce Initiative Opportunity Act, Title 29 U.S. Standard Code 3151, which limited with the State Workforce Development Board, local workforce development boards, Indian and Native American entities outlined in Section 166 of Workforce Initiative Opportunity Act, Title 29, United States Code 3221. Community-based organization that represent the community with the significant segments of the community which provide educational, career, technical education, rehabilitation, job training, internship services programs include the neighborhood groups, organization, community action, agency, community development, corporations, union-related organizations, and employee-related organizations, industrial groups, association, labor, joint labor management, partnership, workforce, apprenticeship, intermediaries, educational institution, all alternative, private, the traditional high school, community colleges, CTE, HSI, MSI, HBCU, and school districts, consortia, an assortment of organization that is led with the eligibility and even with the principle of the function consistent with the capabilities associated with either one or more of the above listed organization. Consortment is a great group made up of two or more organizational companies with the government with the work together to achieve the common objective of the required partners. Applicants are required to identify the required partner within their abstract, which include add a minimum of the line with the following: a minimum of the two employer sponsor, two intermediary sponsor for the industrial trade of the association representing the Lewis, two employer sponsor, educational training providers, K-12 school district, CTE provider for the community college, etc. for the project of the local, statewide geographical state with the state apprenticeship agency for the state of the federally recognized state apprenticeship agency, the entity with the carrying out of the activity, the Workforce Initiative, the Opportunity Act, such as the local workforce development board described in Section 3A2 Optional partners may include, but not limited to, relevant organization following list: workforce intermediaries, such as the Workforce Development Board, labor union, labor management organization, community-based organization, private and non-profit service providers, or other organizations support outreach, training activities such as industry-led training organization, industry intermediate of the non-profit educational organization, small business development center, American Job Center, community organization provides social support with or wrap-around support services such as the State Apprenticeship Agency, Workforce Initiative, Opportunity Act, including Job Corps and Youth Building Programs Foundation, philanthropic organization, other federal funded programs. As appropriate, the department encourage applicants to partner with labor organizations, labor unions, joint labor environment management partnerships. 3 category: ensuring equitable registered apprenticeship pathways through the pre-apprenticeship leading to the registered apprenticeship enrollment, the equity partnership, cities, municipalities, workforce development system, any of the organization involved with the Ministry of the Workforce Development System, South and Workforce Initiative, Opportunity Act, Title 29, United States Code 3151, which are limited to the State Workforce Development Board, local workforce development boards, Indian, Native Americans, and even outlined with Section 166 Workforce Initiative, Opportunity Act, Title 29, U.S. Senate Code 3221. Educational institute, community colleges, HBCUs, institutions of higher education, MSI, school districts, industry groups, association, labor joint management partnership, workforce apprenticeship, intermediates, organizational function, business related to any workforce intermediates expand with the purpose of serving the needs of the business, individual business, or consortium of business, community-based organization representative of the community with a significant segments community which provided the education, career, technical education, or rehabilitation, job training, internship services of the program include with the neighborhood group, the organization, community action, agencies, community development, corporation, union-related organizations, employer-related organizations, consortia, consortium organizations led by the eligibility entity whose principles function with it is consistent with the capabilities associated either one or more of the above listed organizations. The consortium is a group made up of 2 or more organization companies with the government that work together to achieve the common objective. Required partners or applicants required to identify with the required partnership. The track shall include the minimum of the following applicants required with the name of the minimum of 2 employees with the 2 intermediary sponsors or industry trade association representing at least 2 employers in their abstract for the program, local, statewide, geographical scope, the State Apprenticeship Agency for the State Federal Recognized State Apprenticeship Agency. Or a minimum 1 equity-focused CBO or minority-serving institution organization, association, minority-serving institution is defined in HBCU, HSI, tribal colleges, institutional primary focus serving person with a disability, entity carrying out the activity of the Workforce Initiative, the Opportunity to access the local Workforce Development Board are described above in Section 382. Optional partners may include, but they're not limited to, relevant organization following the list of workforce intermediate of the Workforce Development Board, labor union, labor management organization, community-based organization, private and non-profit service providers, other organization support or outreach of the training activities of the industrial-led training organization, industry intermediate with the non-profit educational organization, small business development centers, American Job Centers, community organization that provide the social support wraparound, state apprenticeship agency, youth build program, foundation, philanthropic organization, other federally funded programs as appropriate with the department. Encourage applicant with a partner with labor organization, labor union with a joint labor management partnership. Category 4, registered apprenticeship hub, cities, workforce development system, and either the organization administrative of the workforce development system and the Workforce Initiative Opportunity Act, Title 29, 3151, which are limited to state workforce development boards, local workforce development boards, Indian and Native American entities, outlined in Section 166 of the Workforce Initiative Opportunity Act, Title 29, U.S. Standard Code 3221. Educational institution, community colleges, institution, higher education, HBCUs, HSIs, MSIs, and school district, industry groups, and association, labor joint labor management partnership, workforce apprenticeship, and intermediate with the organizational function as a business, related entities, workforce intermediate, express purpose of serving the needs of the business for individual business and consortium of business, community-based organization representative of the community, significant segments of the community which provides education, career, technical education, rehabilitation, job training, internship services programs include neighborhood groups, organizational community action agency, community development, corporation, union related organization, employer related organization, consortium over the organization led by the eligibility and even with the principal of function for the consistent with the capabilities associated with 1 or more of the above listed organization. Consortium is a group made up of 2 or more organization companies or governments that work together to achieve the common objective. Required partners. Applicants required to identify the required partner within their abstract shall include the list of the following applicants required to name the minimum of 2 employer, 2 intermediate sponsors, joint, non-joint employer groups, industry, trade association that represent the last 2 employers in their abstract. At least 1 required partner from the list below. Post-secondary educational institution accredited in accordance with the guidelines established U.S. Department of Education, Workforce Association, organization connecting workforce development to professional advocate of state and local workforce groups, including support with the state and local workforce development and apprenticeship agencies and boards. Optional partners. Optional partners may include, but are not limited to, relevant organizations following the list: workforce intermediate staff of the Workforce Development Board, labor union, labor management organization, community-based organization, private and non-profit sector service providers, other the organizational support, outreach, training activities, industrial-led training, organizational industry, intermediaries, the non-profit educational organization, small business development centers, American Job Centers, community organization provide social support, wraparound support, service to state apprenticeship agency, youth building program, foundation, philanthropic organization, and or other federally funded as appropriate with the department, and encourages the applicant to partner with labor organization, labor union, joint labor management partnerships. See the funding opportunity announcement with the specific requirements for the eligibility. B. Cost sharing and matching. The program does not require the cost sharing and matching funds include such funds as not one over the applicant. Seeking criteria applicants shall include any form of the cost sharing or match which will not receive additional consideration during the review process. Instead, the agency consider that any of the resources contributed to the project beyond the funds provided by the agency as leverage resources. Section 4B2 provides more information on limited resources. Section C, other information. Applicant screening criteria. Should you view the checklist below with a guide with the preparing application package to ensure the applicant has met all of the screening criteria? Note the checklist is only for the aid of the applicants and then should not include the application package. We urge that you use this checklist to ensure that your application contains all the required items. If your application does not meet all of the screening criteria, will not move forward through the merit review process. Choose the applicant requirement, 1 application per grant category, instruction incomplete. Deadline submission requirements are met in Section 4C. Applicant includes 1 application grant category, only applicable to the applications applying for more than 1 in category. Section 3C2. The component of the application are saved in with the specified formats and are not corrupt. Will attempt the opening of the document but will not take an additional measure for the event of problems with the opening. Section 3A, Section 4C2. Applicant federal funded request does not exceed ceiling amount with a ranging from state apprenticeship system building modernization up to $4 million. Expansion registered apprenticeship program opportunities for up to $5 million. Ensuring equitable registered apprenticeship pathways through pre-apprenticeship leading, registered apprenticeship enrollment equity of the partnership up to $3 million. Registered apprenticeship of the hubs up to $4 million local, $6 million regional, up to $8 million for national. Section 2A. SAM's registration, Section 4B1, Standard Form 424, Application Federal Assistance, Section 4B1, Standard Form 424, include DUNS number, Section 4B1, Standard Form 424A, Budget Information Form, Section 4B2, Project Budget Narrative, Section 4B2, Project Narrative, Section 4B3, Letters of Commitment, Section 4B4, Letters of Governor's Letter, if applicable, Section 4B4, or a 2 number of applicants. The applicant may submit. Applicant may apply for more than 1 grant category, but must provide separate application for each application, including the multiple grant categories with the same applicant package. We found non-responsible to non-receive of the further consideration. If the receipt of the multiple applications, same organization, same grant category, we will consider only the most recent received application meet with the deadline of the funding opportunity announcement. If most recent application is disqualified for any reason, we will not replace it with an earlier applicant. Eligible participation eligible to receive the training with intent with the funding opportunity act is funded by the Apprenticeship Building America grant with the promote the acceleration national registered apprenticeship system, either rapid growth with the number of the apprenticeship and development of the registered apprenticeship program, pre-apprenticeship program, and lead with the enrollment in with the registered apprenticeship program, and improve with the industry engagement, the diversity, with the equity, with the access initiative. 1. Applicants applying under the grant category 1 state apprenticeship system building modernization category 2 expansion of the registered apprenticeship opportunity to within category 3 ensuring equitable with the rapid registered apprenticeship pathways through the pre-apprenticeship leading over the registered apprenticeship enrollment equity partnership. To be eligible, individuals must be at least 16 years of age, not already enrolled in the registered apprenticeship program. Time and initial grant service among the individuals eligible to receive the service of the department and particularly interested in the following programs. Underrepresented with the population, with the terms of include the people, the woman, people of color, held with a person with a disability established Title 29, Part 30 with the population participation registered apprenticeship. This lesson would be reasonable expect with the given availability of the type of the individual's apprenticeship with the relevant industry and the occupation recruitment area. Unserved community youth, veterans, formerly incarcerated individuals, youth within the population of the youth. Applicants may serve a wide range of individuals, such as the high school opportunity youth, with youth who are employed, unemployed, just if they involve the youth, unrepresented populations, people of color, women, and persons with a disability, any other youth with barriers, employment include and foster youth, the parenting youth, or housing insecure youth, unemployed workers, individual who is without a job and seeking employment is available to work. Underemployed workers, term referred to the individual not currently connected with a full-time job with commensurate with the individual level of education, skills, and wages and salary earned previously who have been obtained with the episodic, short-term, or partial-time employment. Registered apprenticeship program must include components that will assist on that who do not have particular education prerequisites experience. With the registered apprenticeship programs for the youth may not exclude the apprenticeship applicant with the base of the age of the grantees must have the capacity to provide increased participation of the youth in the registered apprenticeship program. 2. Applicants applying under the Category 4 registered apprenticeship hubs. For the purpose of the program, apprenticeship hubs will support the stakeholder engagement with the eligible participants to serve through the representation of the National Registered Apprenticeship System, including the employment with the industry, association, labor unions, registered apprenticeship administrators, workforce, educational entities, other key stakeholders necessary for the expanding registered apprenticeship program, pre-apprenticeship leading with enrollment of registered apprenticeship program, individual pre-apprenticeship eligible to be served under this category. B. Veterans priority participants. Title 38 U.S. Senate Code 4215. Whereas grantors provide priority service to veterans, spouse of the veterans for receipt of employment, training, placement, service to any of the job training directly funded with the whole of the part with the Department of Labor, the regulation, implementation, private service of the Title 20 CFR Part 1010 in circumstances where the grant recipient must choose between two qualified candidates for the service of one whom is a veteran and eligible spouse. The veteran's priority is for the provision required by the grant recipient to give the veteran eligible spouse priority of service by first providing him or her that service. To obtain the priority service of the veterans, spouse must meet with the program and eligible requirement. The grantees must go over the Department of Labor guidance of veterans priority, employment training and administration, and training and employment guidance letter TEGL number 1009, issued November 10, 2009, provide guidance and implementation priority service of the veterans eligible spouse qualified job training program funded with the whole of the part of the Department of Labor training employment guideline letter number 1009 available at and then give the application. Section 4 application submission information, how to obtain the application package.